Participants Katie argues for nuclear expansion as part of a decarbonization portfolio. Sasha argues against or urges strong caution. Katie. Start with physics and arithmetic. We need electricity that is clean, scalable, and available on demand. Wind and solar are fantastic and getting cheaper, but they're variable. Storage, transmission, and demand flexibility help a lot. Yet when you push the grid to very high clean shares, you still benefit from a clean, always-on backbone. Nuclear is one of the few technologies that can provide that firm, low-carbon power without combustion. Sasha. Physics also tells us that mega projects are hard. The recent track record is riddled with cost overruns and delays. Every dollar tied up for an extra 5 years is a dollar not decarbonizing the system now. If new reactors arrive late and over budget, the opportunity cost is massive, especially when we can deploy efficiency and renewables quickly. Katie. True, some projects have gone badly, but the pattern isn't universal. Programs that standardize designs, sequence builds, and lock-in supply chains have achieved better outcomes. It's not that nuclear can't be built. It's that you can't treat a one-off bespoke plant like a repeatable product. If you commit to a standardized program, you claw back time and cost. Meanwhile, keeping safe existing plants running is often the cheapest carbon abatement available. Sasha. Life extension is a different conversation. I'm more open to that than to large new builds. Still, water and heat stress are growing constraints for thermoelectric plants. Hot rivers and low flows force deratings or shutdowns. That's a reliability risk that gets worse with climate change unless plants adapt with cooling upgrades or coastal siting, which introduces its own vulnerabilities. Katie. Agreed that adaptation is essential. Dry cooling, hybrid systems, siting near larger bodies of water, and better heat rate management reduce thermal risk. We also shouldn't ignore the health math. Nuclear displaces fossil generation that would have emitted particulates and ozone precursors. Those air quality benefits translate into fewer premature deaths today, not just lower climate damages tomorrow. Sasha. Air quality gains are real, but they don't erase tail risks. Even if severe accidents are rare, their consequences are outsized, and waste remains politically unresolved in many countries. Long-lived materials require institutions that will function for centuries. That's not a trivial governance problem, Katie. Exactly why governance is part of the plan. Independent regulators, severe accident management, filtered containment, hardened emergency power, and credible back-end fuel strategies like deep geologic repositories. We already have countries showing that long-term waste solutions can be consent-based and technically sound. It's a test of institutions, not of physics. Sasha. Institutions are the weak link. If you're optimistic about project management, regulation, and long-term stewardship, nuclear looks manageable. If you're pessimistic, the risks compound, cost, delay, waste, and public mistrust reinforce each other. And then there's proliferation. Civilian programs are not the same as weapons, but the overlap in skills and materials means safeguards must be airtight. Katie. Safeguards matter, and that argues for more international oversight, not less. On cost and delivery, new approaches, modular construction, factory fabrication, and repeatable licensing can reduce risk. Even if you're skeptical of next-gen timelines, the existing fleet is a near-term lever. Extend safely, uprate where feasible, and integrate with a massive build-out of renewables and transmission. Sasha. I'm concerned that next-gen will fix it is used to justify status quo mistakes. if modular designs deliver real, audited cost and schedule performance, I'll update. Until then, the empirical record says, bet on what's cheap and fast today and be brutally realistic about mega project risk. We can get a long way with wind, solar, storage, hydro upgrades, demand response and better interties. Katie. And we should do all of that, max it out. The question is what you do at 80 to 90% clean when marginal VRE is frequently curtailed and storage costs climb with duration. Modelling consistently shows portfolios with some clean firm power are cheaper and easier to keep reliable. If not nuclear, then what? Geothermal everywhere. Gas with carbon capture at high capture rates. Hydrogen turbines with verified low upstream emissions. In many places, nuclear is the most mature clean firm option we have. Sasha, most mature doesn't mean most prudent. If capital is scarce and public patience limited, we triage, replace coal with renewables now, fix methane leaks, electrify heat with heat pumps, and build transmission. Those cuts are fast and certain. Nuclear may contribute later if it proves it can be built on time and budget, with real waste solutions and social license. Katie, I'm fine with triage, as long as we don't permanently close off the nuclear option. Keep engineering teams alive, clear backlogs at the regulator, and run competitive solicitations where firm low carbon is needed. Also, align finance. Reduce the cost of capital with regulated asset models or contracts for difference, so projects aren't crushed by interest during construction. Sasha, finance reform shift risk from developers to ratepayers or taxpayers. If we're socializing risk, we need ironclad transparency and performance gators. Miss milestones, lose money, hit them, share savings. And we must ring-fence funds for decommissioning and long-term waste management up front, not as an afterthought. Katie, deal. Build in stage gates, independent oversight, and clawbacks. In return, treat nuclear like any other decarbonization asset. Pay for clean energy delivered, penalize underperformance, and plan grid needs holistically. The end goal is a portfolio that keeps the lights on, keeps bills reasonable, and slashes emissions. Sasha. Then here's my synthesis. Prioritize proven, fast to deploy measures now. Extend safe existing reactors if they pass modern safety and economic screens. For new nuclear, move only with standardized designs, credible delivery partners, protected communities, and enforceable waste and safeguard plans. If those conditions aren't met, don't greenlight. Katie, that synthesis works for me. We differ on optimism, not objectives. I'd add that we should actively test pathways, pilot modular projects with transparent books, expand heat-tolerant cooling retrofits, and co-optimize with huge renewables and storage builds. If nuclear projects meet the bar, they earn their seat. If they don't, the grid still decarbonizes. Sasha. And throughout, keep the public involved. People nearest to plants and waste facilities deserve a real say and tangible benefits. Jobs, bill credits, community funds. Trust is not given, it's built. Katie. Agreed. Decarbonization at the scale we need is a societal project. Nuclear can be part of it if we do the hard work on cost, safety, waste and trust. If we do, we get reliable, clean electricity that complements renewables. If not, we go harder on other firm options. Sasha. Either way, the message is the same. No silver bullets, only portfolios and trade-offs. Let's choose the mix that actually delivers clean power, on time, for everyone.